Hey everybody, welcome back to Yoga with Leona, your site for everything about yoga and breast cancer recovery. Today we're going to have a nice basic yoga practice, and I'll lead you through a few of the postures. Today's theme is going to be something that we've talked about in some of the other videos, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. That's a Sanskrit terminology that comes from the original text written about yoga, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And Sthiram Sukham Asanam is one of the basic tenets of yoga practice, and it's one of the main ways that yoga works to keep us healthy and help us restore our bodies to balance and harmony so that health can persist. So what does it mean in English? So Sthiram Sukham Asanam translates to a yoga asana, meaning the postures, the physical yoga practice that we do on our mat, must balance the dual qualities of, on the one hand, effort, strength, persistence, concentration, and on the other hand, ease, grace, joy, and lightness. So yoga is very different than many other kinds of exercise in that it's not about just giving full 100% effort all the time. One of the main ways that yoga works is by achieving this balance between effort and ease. So unlike, say, power weightlifting, where it's just full effort and we're straining as hard as we can and straining our muscles as hard as we can, yoga is very different than that. In yoga, we're meant to be working hard, so we want our bodies to gain strength and gain the benefits, but at the same time we want to be able to find that space where the effort is balanced with the ease, where we feel some comfort within the pose. So you'll hear me say that a lot as we go on through our yoga practices. Find the ease within the effort, and that's a really important thing to remember as you develop a yoga practice or as you come back to your yoga practice after your cancer treatment. I talk a lot more in detail about this in some of the lecture videos that you'll find on the website, but just briefly, one of the reasons that this is so important, this balance between effort and ease, is that this is how yoga trains our bodies, the deep, deep parts of our bodies, our nervous system and our minds, to handle stressful stimulus without getting overwhelmed. This is how we train ourselves to be able to operate out in the world and still be able to find some ease and find some grace, find that relaxation response within an otherwise stressful situation. So, of course, we as cancer survivors, we're used to that, right? We have a lot of stressful stuff in our lives relating to our cancer, but also just relating to regular life. So yoga can really help us to develop the ability to just glide through those stressful situations without allowing ourselves to get overwhelmed. So I'll help you remember it as we go through the practice today. Remember, effort within the ease, or ease within the effort. All right, so let's get started with a simple yoga practice today. So we'll begin with one long Om. We'll inhale deeply and exhale completely. Inhaling for Om. Very nice. All right, so for our breathing practice this morning, for our pranayama at the beginning of our yoga practice, we're going to take alternate nostril breathing. So this is a balancing pranayama. It helps to balance the energy in the two sides of our bodies. So it's pretty simple. You can keep your left hand at your knee. You can place that in any mudra that you like. I like Jnana mudra, index finger to thumb, palm down. On the other hand, we're going to bring it to a fist, and then you're going to release your thumb and the small two fingers. And if that's really awkward for your hand, you can just use the pinky finger or whatever finger you need. The point is that we're going to close our right nostril with our thumb, and then we're going to alternately close the left nostril with our ring finger. All right, so go ahead and close your right nostril with your thumb, and you're going to inhale through the left for 2, 3, 4. Now you switch the hand, close the left nostril and exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4. Now hand stays the same. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch the hand and exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale left, 2, 3, 4, and exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, and exhale left. Inhale left, and exhale right. Inhale right, and exhale left. 2 more rounds. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, and exhale left. Last round. Inhale left, and exhale right. Inhale right, and exhale left. Very nice. Release the hands and allow your breath to come back to natural. You might notice if one side of your nose is commonly plugged or clogged, that alternate nostril breathing can help that a little bit too. So take a couple of deep breaths in through both nostrils. And just feel the stillness in your body. So our regular lives can be so busy, so much going on outside of the room, outside of ourselves. So when you arrive on your yoga mat, remember always to come back to that place of stillness. Just a few deep breaths, a few minutes of alternate nostril breathing can help you arrive there. All right, let's come to a stand. We're going to take our warm-up standing today. So take hold of your strap, and if you don't have an official yoga strap, you can just use a belt. The one I've got here is a belt off of a pair of my husband's shorts that he doesn't like, so I've commandeered it and use it as a nice yoga strap. So we're going to use our strap today for our warm-up. It'll help us to open our shoulders. So first, take your hands very wide on the strap, and we're going to just stretch our arms up and over. And you can see how that feels to your shoulders. Widen the strap far enough that you can bring the shoulders all the way down behind you. And you might be able to do that with the arms equidistant from each side, but if you need to, you can bend one arm and bring it back, and then come back around the front with that same arm bent. If you're doing it with arm bent, then take both sides. So we breast cancer survivors often get lots of tightness on our anterior chest wall, so the front side of our body, right where our surgery was, where we've had radiation or maybe reconstruction, lots of tightness across those pectoralis muscles and in the skin of the front side of our chest. So this stretch can feel so good, but be gentle with it, especially if you're new to doing this sort of movement. All right, and then bring the strap back around to the front, and you're going to bring your hands a little closer, maybe about shoulder width distance apart. And we're going to inhale and stretch the strap all the way to the sky. And then again, on your next inhale, stretch high, and then bend your body to the left. So your arms are going to be stretching up and to the left, as your right hip might scooch out to the right a little bit. So you're meant to feel a big stretch through the right-hand side of your body, the muscles in between your ribs opening, under that right shoulder opening, as your spine bends to the side. And then inhale, come up, and take the other side. So arms go right, left hip sticks out gently, and again, now we feel it on the left side of our body. Have a feel of your alignment and notice if you're collapsing forward. So we don't want our arms to collapse forward like this. We want to stay in one plane as if there were a pane of glass in front of you and one behind. So we're folding down in between two panes of glass, shoulders in one line, hips in one line. Good, inhale, come up to the top. And then stretch up and stick your chest out gently, hips forward, head can go back, a gentle back bend. Good, and then come all the way up and release your arms down. Shake those shoulders out a little, maybe a gentle roll of your neck. All right, good. Now our arms are going to come straight up in front of us, and we're going to bend our knees as we sit our hips gently back. So have a look down at your feet. The feet should be about hips width distance apart. Feet parallel to one another. You're bending your knees gently. This is strengthening your thighs, the quadricep muscles, and also getting a little stretch to your low back. Good, inhale, come up. Then you're going to come all the way up on your tippy toes, like a ballerina. So stretch up onto those tippy toes. See how you can balance. Strengthening your feet and your ankles. Good, heels come down and let it go. We'll take that all through one more time. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And bend your body to the left first. So upper body goes left, right hip sticks out gently. Again, body in alignment, bending to the side in one plane. Notice if you can bend just a little bit more in the second set. Inhale, come up, and take the other side. Now, of course, always remembering Sthira Sukha Asanam. So you can feel your body building some heat. You feel the effort that you're putting out, but notice softening a little bit. See if you can find some gentleness in the midst of the effort. Good, inhale, come up. Now stretch your arms all the way to the sky, chest out, hips forward, head sinks back, a gentle back bend. Good, and come up, release those arms down in front of you. Take one deep breath. So you might be noticing a little warmth building in your body, that's good. We're warming up our muscles so that we'll be ready for the rest of the practice. All right, arms straight up in front. And sit your hips down again. So bend those knees, sit your hips back, chest stays high. So again, we don't want to be collapsing forward. Chest is high, back is flat. Butt is sticking back behind you. I like to call this the porta potty. Everyone's been to a concert, right? All right, stand back up and then roll all the way up on those tippy toes. Feel your calves strong, ankles and feet strong, holding you there. And release. All right, nice job, guys. Let's go ahead and put our strap over to the side. And we'll come up to the top of our mat where we've already got our blocks set up. If you need a second to set your blocks, no problem. Remembering, if you haven't watched it already, please watch the video about the block test and the modified sun salutations. That'll explain to you how to figure out how many blocks that you need. All right, so in this Y4C methodology, we use blocks for our sun salutations so as to help our spine stay straight. All right, so we don't want any undue stress on the front side of our spine. All right, once your blocks are set, you're going to bring your toes just to the back side of the blocks. And we're going to start with sun stretches. We'll do 5 of them. All right, so we inhale, stretch our arms up to the sky. Exhale, sweep the arms down as the hips sit down, knees bend, chest stays high. Inhale, straighten those legs, flat back still. Exhale, sit your hips down, head comes up. And inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Keep going. Inhale up. Exhale, sit your hips down. Inhale, straighten legs. Exhale, sit the hips down, chest up. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, sit your hips down, flat back still. Inhale, straighten legs. Exhale, hips down, chest up. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale all the way up. Hands to your heart. Stop and breathe a moment. So you'll notice that I focus a lot on our breath, on really paying attention to those inhales and exhales. A really important thing about yoga is how we coordinate our movements with our breath. And this is part of how we stimulate that relaxation part of our nervous system that keeps us able to handle stressful situations. So by remembering to keep your breath nice and slow, focused, methodical, that will help keep your parasympathetic nervous system turned on. That helps relax you when your sympathetic kicks in and you have a stressful stimulus. So that's why I'm always harping on the inhale and exhale. All right, come on back to your block. Let's keep going. We're going to step back to the seesaw to start stretching through our hamstrings and back a little bit. All right, inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down. Now, left foot steps back, the heel comes to the floor, and then you exhale, straighten the front leg as much as you can. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way straight. Inhale, look forward, step forward, exhale, sit the hips down, and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, hips down, hands to your blocks. Right foot steps back, and then you straighten that front leg. Inhale, look forward. Step forward, exhale, hips down, and inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take 1 more round like that. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Left foot back, straighten the front leg, drape your body down if you can. Bend the knee, look forward, step forward, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up, exhale down. Right foot back, straighten that front leg. Bend it, look forward, step forward, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stop and breathe a moment. Feel the energy in your body. Feel your resilience building. All right, let's keep going. Stepping back to warrior 1 this time. Inhale up. Exhale, sit your hips down, hands to your blocks. Now, left foot steps back. This time we're going to stand all the way up to warrior 1. If you need to bring your hands to your thigh and then come all the way up, that's fine. And then exhale, hands can come to the thigh or straight to your blocks. Step it back forward and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Now right foot steps back. Again, through the thigh or straight up. Exhale, hands back to your blocks. Step forward and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more like this. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Left foot steps back. Warrior 1. Exhale, hands to your block and step forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot steps back. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, hands back to your blocks. Step forward and come up. Hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Left foot back. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to the blocks. Step forward and come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot back. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Step forward and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stop and breathe a moment. So the sun salutations are put near the beginning of practice to help us really get our bodies moving. We build some heat in the muscles. It gets the muscles and joints more flexible and ready for the rest of the practice. So if you notice that your heart rate's picked up a little bit or your breath has started to quicken a little bit, that's natural, that's good. That means you're working hard. But this is a good time to stop and take a deep breath or two. Trigger that relaxation response. When you take a deep breath, it sends a signal to your brain telling your brain that everything's okay. Your brain may be starting to think, oh geez, this is hard, something's wrong, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be okay. Take a deep breath, tell your brain everything's cool, it's just yoga. All right, let's get started with a couple of sequences. All right, coming back to your blocks, you're gonna inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sit your hips down, hands come to your blocks. Now you're gonna step the left foot behind, coming up to warrior two. So this time the back foot is perpendicular to your mat, the front toes are still facing the front of the mat, front knee is bent, the knee is just above the ankle. Arms come out to the sides and you gaze over the right long finger. So depending on how flexible you are, your stance might be a lot shorter than this, or you might be able to make it a lot longer than this. The further apart your feet are, the more difficult the pose is, and the more flexibility and strength it will require and also build. So you start wherever is comfortable for you. Remember, effort and ease of equal proportions. So if it's too hard and you feel like you're starting to lose your breath, you need to narrow the feet a little, make it a little easier for you. As you build strength, then you'll be able to slowly widen the legs. All right, inhale, left arm down, right arm to the sky, reverse. Stretch that right arm all the way to the sky. And then feel a softening. Feel a relaxing into the pose. Even though you still feel a lot of strength in that front thigh, it might be talking to you, you still feel comfortable. Very nice. Now, right hand to thigh, left arm to sky. This is side angle. So you can place the forearm onto your thigh and the left arm goes straight to the sky. If you're more flexible, you can bring that right arm in front of the knee. So we don't want to be resting on our knee or dumping here. We're using the strength of our core to hold us with our arms in position. Good, straighten that front leg, left arm down, right arm up, reverse triangle. So again, stretching up and back with your torso, right arm to the sky. You're gonna feel a big stretch through the right side of your body. Now, if that's your tight side, say that's the side of your breast surgery, that might feel like a little bit too much stretch. You can always bend one arm. You can always relax it a little bit and not stretch it quite so high. So listening to your body, finding that place where you're working and you feel a stretch, but there's no pain. And you're able to breathe calmly. All right, come back to the center. Last one for this side, this sequence. We stretch out the right, and then we tilt our arms for triangle or Trikonasana. The right hand comes in front of the knee. So again, not resting on the knee. Right hand in front of the knee, left arm to the sky. Shoulders are stacked on top of one another. So again, we're not collapsing forward. Our shoulders are up and in a line with one another. Now, if you're more flexible, you can begin to stretch even further down. Hand can come all the way to the shin or the ankle or your big toe. But again, breathing calmly, feeling comfortable. Good, now we bend the front knee to come up, out through warrior two, turn to the front and step forward. Nice work, stop and breathe a moment. That was the first side. All right, here comes the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hips sit down, chest stays high. Right foot steps back, warrior two. So again, back foot perpendicular to your mat, front toes pointing forward, front knee bent, just above the ankle. Arms out, arms strong, gazing over the left long finger. Breathing comfortably. Good, reverse. Right arm down, left arm up. Stretch out left arm to the sky. Again, modify if you need to. If that's your tight side, top arm can bend. Good, side angle, left arm to thigh, right arm to sky. Or if you're more flexible, find to put the left arm in front of the knee. Remember to roll that top shoulder back so you're not collapsing down to the front. Good, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle, right arm down, left arm up. Feel a big stretch through the left side body. Good, coming back through the center, stretching out the left hand and then turning your arms for triangle. Again, left hand in front of the knee, or it can be at the shin or lower if you're flexible. Right arm to the sky. Good, bend the front knee to come up through warrior two. Turn to the front and step forward. Stop and breathe. Couple of deep breaths. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice where you might feel a little tightness. Notice where you put in some effort in those last postures. Just feel the energy of your body. All right, great work. We're gonna do one more sequence. For this one, I'm gonna use a little blanket to pad my knees. So if you've got a rolled up towel or a rolled up blanket, you can place it right about in the middle of your mat. So we're gonna be stepping back in this one and putting that back knee down onto the floor. All right. So when you've got your blanket there on the floor, you come back to toes just behind your blocks. And we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down, hands to your blocks. Now, the left foot's going to step behind your blanket. Toes are turned under, the heel is up. So this is sort of high lunge legs. We're going to keep our hands at our blocks for today. So we're just working the strength toward getting into a high lunge and getting down to the floor. So first, we're going to take a few dips. So you're going to bend the back knee like you're going to put it on the floor, and then straighten it again. 2, 3, 4 times, and once more, bend and straighten the back knee. Now, bend the back knee and lower it down to your blanket. You can go ahead and put the top of the back foot on the floor, and then we're going to stand up, arms to the sky. Now you can see that you can have the hip just above that knee, that's fine. But if you want to work a little more flexibility, you can sink your hips forward gently if that feels okay to your knee. So in this position, we're getting a little more stretch to the hip flexors, the front side of that left hip. But you want to be careful of your knees. Very good. Now release both hands to your blocks again, and then we're going to twist to the right. Right hand comes to the sky. Feel a big juicy twist of your spine. Good. Both hands back to your blocks, and now to stand up, you'll tuck that back toe under and then push the heel back, straightening that back leg, and then you'll step forward and come up. Ooh, yeah, it's a lot of strength through those quadricep muscles, but that's how we're going to get stronger. All right, let's take the other side. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, sit your hips down. Now step the right foot far behind, toes are turned under, heel is up, and then we're going to take those 5 dips. So bend the back knee, 1, straighten it, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straighten it a moment. And then go ahead and place that back knee down on your mat. Foot goes flat, and then arms come to the sky. And again, you can stay here with hip above the knee, or you can sink it forward gently, stretching this time the right side hip flexors. So you might notice that I'm scooching my front foot forward a little bit, so we don't want this front knee to go way in front of the ankle. See that angle there can put a little tension on your knee. So if you're sinking your hips forward, you might scooch that front foot forward a little bit to accommodate it without putting a lot of pressure on that front knee. All right, then hands come to our blocks. Right hand maintains some stability as the left arm twists up to the sky. Feel your spine twisting left. Gazing up to the top hand if it's possible. Again, always an option for a modification. Hand can be behind the head or even at the hip if that twist is a little too much for your chest. Wherever you are, come on back, both hands to your blocks. Now to come up, resettle that front foot, tuck the back toes, push the back heel back and straighten that back leg. Good, step forward, hips sit down. And you come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, awesome job, guys. That last sequence was a lot of strength building through the thighs. So congratulate yourself for getting through that. Let's make our way to the middle of the mat. We're going to have a balancing pose before we get onto the floor. So let's keep working on tree. So the most commonly done balance pose in yoga is tree. Couple different ways to do it. So I'll show you the options and then you can choose which one looks good for you. So if you're still working on your balance, you can shift your weight into the left foot. Right knee is going to open to the side so the toes can stay at the floor if you're still working balance. I like to use hands at the heart. If you're feeling better and building some strength and you've got a little balance, the sole of the foot can come up to the calf. In any event, we're stretching spine up to the sky, not dumping into that left hip. So feel stretching all the way to the sky. If you're pretty flexible and you want to play with it, you can bring the foot all the way up onto your thigh. Staying here again, still stretching high. Good. Release that side and shake it out a little bit. All right, great. Let's get ready for the second side. So you'll shift your weight into your right foot, and again, your option for the leg variation that you want to take. Toes can be at the floor, If you're taking toes at the floor, just really feel that hip opening and then feel strength through your standing leg. So feel that right foot stable and steady. Feel the four corners of the foot. That'll help you build the balance. If you're working toward a little more balance, you pick up that foot, sole of the foot to the calf, or sole of the foot to the inner thigh. In any event, spine stretching all the way to the sky. Good, and if you're more flexible and you're working on half lotus, you can bring that foot in front of the thigh, open that hip, and breathe. Good, wherever you are, release that foot and shake it out a little bit. All right, let's make our way onto the floor. All right, have a seat however that works for you. You can go ahead and move your blocks out of the way if you like. Keep all your props where you can reach them. We may need them later. All right, once you land on the floor, again, let's take a deep breath in and out. Recognizing all the hard work you did in the standing postures. All right, now we're going to take a little different leg stretch today. So we're going to stretch our right leg out to the side. Left leg is going to curl in. The sole of the left foot comes to the inner thigh. Now, if this is uncomfortable to your hips for whatever reason, you can prop yourself a little bit. So you can prop one block under the extended leg knee, if that's too much for you. Or if this leg here is uncomfortable, you can prop this side as well. You can even prop it all the way high like this. All right? So whatever you need to do to your legs to make them comfortable. And then we're going to bring our right hand in front of our right leg and stretch the left arm up and over. So you're stretching toward the extended leg, feeling a big stretch through your left low back. Now again, modify as you need to. If this is too much stretch for this right hand, again, hand can come behind your head, or you can just take it not quite so deep. All right, good. Now, left hand's going to come to the floor, and we're going to stretch our right arm up and over, this time stretching toward or over that bent leg. All right, good, and come up to the top. Now let's switch the legs. So left leg extends, right leg bends, and the sole of the foot curls in. Again, prop the legs if you need to, no problem there. And then when you're ready, left hand in front of the left leg, right arm's going to stretch up and over. Feel a big stretch through your right low back. Again, modify the arms as needed. Remembering the point is not to stretch so far that you have to hold your breath. The point is to come to a place where effort and ease are balanced. All right, good. Right hand comes to the floor beside your right hip. Left arm stretches up and over. Good, and come up to the top. All right, nice work. Now we're going to come back to that same leg formulation, and we're going to see about flowing back and forth in and out of those two positions. And if it feels good to you, I'll give you the option of lifting your hips up off the floor. So I'll show you what it looks like. So let's bring our right leg back out. And again, you can prop it however you need to. We're going to put our right hand in front, stretch the left arm up and over. And then on an exhale, left hand's going to come to the floor. And if you want, you can see about pushing your hips up to the sky. Exhale, hips back down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Pick up the hips or not. Exhale, back down. Let's do it 3 more times. Left arm up. And if you're not picking up the hips, it just looks like this. You're flowing back and forth between the two positions. Right hand down, left arm up. Good, and then left hand down. Pick up the hips or not. Good. 1 more time. Awesome job. Stop and breathe. And switch the legs. So left foot out, right leg curled in, sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. So inhale, left hand down, right arm up. Good. Exhale, right hand down, left arm stretches up. Take it back and forth 4 more times. Picking up hips or not, your choice. Good, so you've got this sort of fluid movement. Feel yourself gracefully moving back and forth. Muscles stretching gently with each stretch. That's 3 times. Good, you're going to take 2 more. 1. And last time. There we go. Very nice. All right. Let's take a gentle twist before we get onto our backs for a little back bending practice. All right. So we're going to inhale, stretch our arms to the sky. And exhale, twist your body to the right. So I forgot to mention, legs can be simple crisscross applesauce sort of formulation. If you need to have them extended in front with the soles of the feet together, that's fine too. Whatever's comfortable for your legs. The point here is to get a twist to the spine. So we're twisting around to the side. And then inhale up to the top and exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale to the top and release those arms. All right. Let's make our way onto our backs. You might make one block handy. Come onto our backs here. Just rest down to the floor. You might take some windshield wipers with those knees. I like that to loosen up my back after all the standing poses. All right, good. For our back bend today, we're going to take bridge. Couple of options. So one is a supported bridge. So if you want to try supported bridge, you take a block, you lift your hips up, and you place the block just under your sacrum. So not under the low back. So if the block's too high, see, that's really uncomfortable. So that's the low back. So the block is right under the sacrum. So the big flat part of your low back. So it feels very stable. Your pelvis is resting on the block. So right here is restorative bridge or a supported bridge. You can stay right here the whole time. If you want to work a more active bridge, then you can remove the block, resettle your feet. So feet are hips width distance apart, knees are pointing toward the ceiling, hands reach toward your heels, and you're going to push your hips up into the sky. So perfect bridge right here. Be mindful that you don't let your knees splay out to the side. So you want knees snugging in so that you can push your hips up and up. If it feels okay, you can shimmy your shoulders together under your back and maybe even interlace those fingers. It gives you more lift. Very nice. Then roll it down. Take your feet wide and let the knees knock in. You can, again, do some gentle windshield wipers to release that low back. And we'll take that bridge one more time. If you're still in a supported bridge, just stay right where you are. All right, feet back to place. Hands reach toward the heels. Lift your hips up into the sky. Shimmy your shoulders together. Push those hips up. Snug the knees toward one another. So the knees aren't trying to touch, they just don't want to splay wide out. Very good, and then roll it down. Relax that low back. This time let's take soles of the feet together, knees open. Couple deep breaths here to release that low back. All right, very nice. Now bend your knees again, feet flat to the floor. You're going to bring that right ankle over top of your left knee. And then the first step here is to push that right knee away from you. So you can use your hand or not. We're sort of opening the hip here by pushing this right knee away. Now, if it's feasible for you, you can reach under this left thigh. So the right hand goes in between the triangle between your legs, and you interlace the fingers behind that left leg and pull it toward you. So that's opening that hip even more. You might feel a big stretch through the back of the right side of your bottom. So those muscles deep to the glute here in the right bum are going to be stretching really nicely here. Again, just pulling until you feel a nice, gentle stretch. Never wanting to feel sharp pain in yoga. Very nice. Release that side. And switch the legs. So we'll bring our left ankle over the top of our right knee. You can stay right here, pushing that left knee away to feel the hip open. Or if you've got a little more in you, you reach under that right thigh, interlace the hands beneath the right thigh, and you pull that leg toward you until you feel a big stretch in the left deep glutes. So muscles deep to the glutes. All right, very nice. Release that side. And then gently roll yourself onto the side. We're going to take a nice little restorative fish pose here to stretch out our upper back. So you're going to need your 2 blocks again, and you might need that blanket as well. So you're going to grab your props. I like to take my blanket and fold it in a little tighter formation. You could take it doubled over this way or doubled over this way. I think I'm going to take it doubled over this way. And then you're going to place your blocks sort of in a T shape. So the one in the middle is on its lowest level, and then the one here at the top facing this direction. And then you're going to place your blanket over the first block. This block is going to go just under your shoulder blades. So you're going to drape the blanket over the block, and then you're going to bring your bum a little bit in front of that block, and then you're going to roll slowly back. And again, you want that block just under your shoulder blades, so not too low so that it's down under your low back, but just under the shoulder blades. And then as you lay your head back, you can see if this one is comfortable right under your head. Now some people will want a little more height, so you could bring it on this higher level. But you want to feel where you're going to feel some stretching of your chest, but your neck feels comfortable and relaxed resting on the block under your head. Now you can rest your legs all the way down to the floor if that's comfortable. Some people prefer to put the soles of their feet together, knees resting out, and it's called really more of a reclined supported cobbler's pose. But in any event, the legs aren't as important as the chest here. Now we roll our arms open and then allow your chest to sort of melt over the block. So the point here is an opening of the chest and upper back. So often we're sort of curled forward, right? We're looking at our phones or looking at TV, and very rarely do we get a big opening of our neck and our upper back. So if it's feasible, you relax your arms all the way down to the floor and then just relax. Now again, if that's too much, it's too tight for your chest, you can keep the arms turned in. But if it's possible and it feels good, rest them all the way out to the sides. I'm going to rest here for about another minute or so. So take some deep, calm, slow breaths. while you're resting here, continue to breathe and just notice what you feel in your body. Notice if you feel some muscles that worked hard. Notice if you feel any stiffness, any stretching. And not necessarily noticing that any of that's good or bad. Trying not to be judgmental with ourselves in our practice. Just notice what you feel. And breathe. One more big deep breath. Very nice. You're going to roll to one side to come off of your blocks. Remember that pose. I like to use that sometimes when my upper back and neck are feeling tight. You can always come back to that at any time and rest that way. We're going to bring the blanket here if you like to have that underneath your head. We're going to roll back onto our back. We're going to take one final twist before Savasana. So feet are flat to the floor, knees bent, arms can come straight out to the sides if that's comfortable. And then you let your knees fall to the left as you turn your gaze to the right. So you're going to feel a big twist through your midsection, through your back and the right side of your body. You might feel a little stretching through your hips as well. If you want more twist, you can pick up that left foot and put it on top of your right knee. That gives a little leverage to the knee and intensifies the stretch. Feels yummy. Very nice. Bring the knees back to the top and we'll take the other side. So knees fall right, gaze goes left. If you like it, right ankle can go on top of the left knee. Very nice. Release those knees, bring them back to the top. Take any final movements you want to get comfortable before Savasana. Some people will like to pull the knees into their chest and roll side to side, shake that out a little bit. Some people will like a little happy baby. You can grab your feet and roll side to side. Anything that you need, anything your body feels like it wants before you settle into Savasana. And then when you're ready, come to lie flat on your back. You can have a blanket under your head. You can prop your knees with blocks if that feels better. If lying completely flat is really uncomfortable to your low back, you can always bend the knees. You want to separate the feet a little and let the knees rest together because you want your body to rest as much as possible. But if lying flat is a no-go, give this a try. If you can lie flat, feet are long, arms are a few inches away from your sides, palms face up. Sometimes I like to pick up my upper back and then settle it down to make sure my shoulders are nice and relaxed. I like to pick up my head and give a double chin a little bit to make sure the back of my neck is completely relaxed. And then I like to take a little mental scan of my body. Notice any place where you're feeling muscular tension and consciously release that now. This is a nice training in noticing when we're holding tension in our bodies out in the world. I know sometimes I'll just be going about my day and I'll notice all of a sudden that I'm clenching my jaw or clenching my shoulders. It's good to notice that and be able to consciously let it go. Complete relaxation of your whole body. And then turn your awareness to your mind. Notice if you've got some tension there that you're holding on to. See if you can't just put it down for a few minutes here in Savasana to allow yourself complete relaxation of body and mind. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just breathe and be here now. If you're able to stay longer in Savasana, if you're feeling comfortable and you've got the time, you can pause the video, stay as long as feels good. Savasana is such an important part of our practice. It's really important that we take the time for it to allow your body to completely relax. But when you're ready to get up, we start to slowly wake our body up with some small movements of fingers, of toes. You can stretch your arms above your head. And turn your head side to side, waking up your body from Savasana. When you're ready, you roll onto the side of your choice and stop here for a few breaths. Coming back to our theme for today, Sthiram Sukhamasana. The balance between effort and ease, between strength and grace. So it's important not only in our yoga practice, but also in life. I think it's really helpful if we can learn to not go through life, clenching our jaw the whole time and sort of allowing everything to be so difficult and so challenging. If we can just take a couple of deep breaths, find the ease, find our grace in the midst of whatever it is we're going through. Things will be easier for us, and we'll be a little happier as we move through. All right, when you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Again, legs however you like, crisscrossed or half lotus if you like. We'll close our practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Peace for ourselves, peace for those around us, and peace for the universe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling for Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, guys. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for giving yourself this beautiful gift of yoga. See you on the next video.